Welcome to the Grenke Chess Festival in Karlsruhe, Sagar Shah from Chessbase India. What's your impression? Isn't it crazy? 3,000 players from all around the world.
Yeah, it's just mind-blowing the way in which this tournament is organized. So many players, so many people, and yet everything is there at one place. This playing hall behind us, I think it's one of the most spectacular playing halls. I absolutely loved how there are these big pictures of the top players there. You have Arjun, Vincent, Magnus, Fabi. Then you go there, you have Nepo, you have Arvind. It's just brilliantly done, and I think organizers and tournaments all across the world can learn a lot from the organization here.
Thank you so much. And have you ever seen a bigger tournament than this, as in terms of participants?
I haven't seen a bigger one, but I've seen something comparable. There's a tournament in Delhi, which is the Delhi Open. It's close, but it's not as many. I think it's roughly around 2,000 people. But that too, it kind of breaks it up over like 9 days. So, there is the B group on 4 days and then the C group on the next 4 days and so on. But what I am amazed by the thing here is that everyone plays on the same 5 days. So whether you are Magnus Carlsen or you are someone who's unrated, you have to come on the same day, start at the same time, and that's so nice. You feel like a part of this entire beautiful chess group here.
It's just amazing that the world's coming together, like 2,000 people from all around the world, and it unites people. And what does chess mean to you?
Yeah, I think this is one of the reasons why I love chess, because apart from the fact that I love the game and I played it for all these years, chess has given me the opportunity to travel to different places and meet new people. And every time I come to a new place or meet new people, it improves my understanding of how the world works, how different people view things in different ways, how, we all can have many different ideas and yet live together. And so chess has been this amazing thing which has helped me to gain exposure in my life. And it all started with maybe one evening where my father opened up a chess set in the living room asking me, would you like to play? And who knew that 25 years later I would be, traveling so much and be in grenke in Karlsruhe for the Grenke Open.
Just amazing.
Yeah.
And can you tell us a bit more about your chess journey? Also, how did it begin and who showed you the game?
Yes, it was my dad who taught me chess when somewhere around 2000 year. I was born in 1990, so I was 10 years old. Nowadays at 10, people do become IMs, but I just started off my journey back then. And chess for me always meant something which was beyond my school, beyond my academics, just something new that I could do. I could travel to places, meet new people. And I started liking the entire journey of studying it, trying to improve at it. And in a way, it brought a kind of discipline in my life. And this stayed with me while I also studied. So I am someone who finished my education. I kind of did my BCom, which is Bachelor's in Commerce, and then I finished a course called Chartered Accountancy. And chess helped me a lot at that point. It helped me to focus, to study, for long hours, concentration and so on. But when I finished my education, I thought that why don't I try to devote at least some time to chess? And that is when I think it was roughly 2012, when I was 22 years old, when I made this decision that I would dedicate 2-3 years just to chess without anything else. And those were the years when I started playing really well. And surprisingly, I also got married during those years. I mean, Amruta is someone whom I met through chess. So, when you ask me about chess, I met the most important person in my life through it, through a tournament. And so Amruta is my wife now. We've been married for 11 years. We met each other in 2007. So in 2014, we got married. And that is when we started traveling to different tournaments to pursue my IM and GM title, and she was trying to pursue a WIM, WGM title. And we traveled so much, I became IM. I got my 2 GM norms. I was maybe around 24,670, 2468, my highest elo. And I thought that chess is something that I will play and do something with it. But I don't know, like at some point started enjoying writing so much. Chessbase was very appreciative of my work. Frederick Friedel, who is the co-founder of Chessbase, saw a lot of potential in my writing and told me, like, why don't you write more, and guided me. And at that point, the idea that Amruta and I had was, why not do something like this for India? You know, in India, there are very few tournaments, there are many tournaments, but very few media who cover the events. If someone plays really a good game, there's nothing written about it, no pictures for anyone during events. And so we thought, let's start something like Chessbase India. And Chessbase was ready for it. They were like, okay, you can do it, just do what you like. And so our aim was to promote chess, and that's how Chessbase India began. It was a very small endeavor, with our hopes being that we'll continue playing chess. I would become a GM, Amruta a WGM. We would do our thing, and okay, we'll also do this on the side. But as the years went by, we realized that it was growing, you know, because chess was becoming popular. You had no time I had no time to prepare. I had no time to play tournaments. And at 2017, we made a call that we will stop playing chess and dedicate all our energy to running Chessbase India. And when that happened, we just have been working now for last 8 years. What started as something with just me and Amruta has now become something where more than 30 people work together with a common passion for chess. And this is how the journey has been, you know, from being a player to maybe even teaching a bit, to a journalist and an entrepreneur, and now a commentator. You know, chess has given me a huge range of experiences.
Just great. And you're combining passion with profession, and you are a chess dream team. And I have to admit, I'm one of your biggest fans. As I'm covering chess as myself, and what I've seen, what I've seen in these Blitz World Championship matches, Weissenhaus, that you have all these perspectives. You shoot with everyone. You get very deep behind the scenes, and with the players, it's like a holistic coverage of chess events. And I asked myself, how is this possible to deliver so much amazing content in such a short amount of time?
I think one of the core elements that I've always felt is a joy in sharing. If I see something really beautiful, I want to share it with people. I want to let them experience what I experienced. And that's the reason why whenever I see a beautiful game, I want to interview the player and get to know what they were thinking. Or when I see a beautiful playing hall, I want to do a tour of it. And I think that has been the reason why Chessbase India has reached where it has reached, because of this feeling of sharing. That, you know, if I'm going to Karlsruhe, I want to share with you not just about chess, but also about where I'm staying, what my room looks like, where I'm working, what I'm eating, because that's how I see my life as. I get joy in sharing. And I think I was able to sort of identify it and then build things that could help me in doing that, which is a YouTube channel or a Facebook page or a website, and where we could do it, and then find like-minded people who also like doing that. And I think once you have a good team of people, you can do much more, and that is what has happened now.
This sounds just great. Team spirit is king.
Yeah, like for example, you have met Aditya and Abhyudaya here. Mm-hmm. They also work like crazy hours. They are also motivated by creation, and I think when someone's motivated by something that's deep in them, is when they could do something more than just working hours for like 5 hours or 6 hours. So this is where, we come together. We are like, we need to bring forth what we experience here to the world at large. And that's what we are trying to do. We are learning from a lot of people. I think I learned from you guys. Like, for example, when you sent me games from BL, the quality of the videos, even now, just this interview, that you thought about it, that we should come in the balcony and do it with this beautiful backdrop. This all is great learning for me.
Glad to hear this. And I'm very keen. I'm a chess player myself, and India, so much progress in chess. It's just insane. There's so many players, over 2,700. Where comes the fire? So what is the secret sauce?
I mean, if someone asked me like, what is the reason why Indian chess has grown so much, it's very difficult to pinpoint one factor or, this school of chess of India. I doubt if something like this exists. I think it's a variety of factors coming together. The most notable of them being Vishy Anand, who is the 5-time world champion, and him remaining at the top of the sport for years inspired a lot of people to pursue chess as a career. And I think that's the starting point. After that, I think there are many other elements that have come together. One of them being that good players at some point decided that, hey, we can become chess trainers and dedicate our life to it. When that happened, these youngsters actually got them as trainers, who not only became their chess trainers, but also their life mentors. You can see, like, for Pragnananda, Ramesh is someone who is still in touch with, not just for chess, but for many things. Gukesh with Vishnu Prasanna. At some point, it was Arjun and Nihal with Srinath Narayanan. So all of these Indian trainers dedicated a lot of time to it. The All India Chess Federation is worked really hard for all these years to make tournaments at the grassroots levels, at state, in various states and districts. That helps. Then the government was making sure that, there were certain awards that were being given. So when all of these things come together, and not to forget the public sector companies, which were giving employment to many chess players for years, which gave them a stability, and also to parents that, hey, if my kid reaches grandmaster title, then they might get a job here. And so these factors all combining together really made chess grow. And then came this golden generation of youngsters, each one having their own journey. No way can you figure out like Pragnananda's journey similar to Gukesh, or Gukesh's journey similar to Arjun, and so on. It's very different. And it still boggles my mind, because after they rose to the top and became GMs, it's been a few years. And yes, there have been good players from the country, but it's not like anyone is right now moving at that pace as these youngsters. So clearly there was something special in them that was there. And it's amazing that I could witness it up close in such a huge way, when they were like little kids, to follow them around, and I never knew that this is what would happen.
It's unbelievable. 2019, I met Gukesh. He was 12 years old, and he was still winning the Open. Was tied first, but he was a young boy, like 12 years old. And then it's only 6 years later, only 5 to 6 years later, he's competing for the World Championship match and becoming the second Indian chess world champion. And how did you feel? What was your emotion during the stream, when you realized that this endgame for Gukesh is winning?
Well, in general, when that happened, we were doing the stream in a very small sort of a venue where there were 150 people, but it was streamed and there were maybe more than 100,000 people watching it live. And we just erupted from our chairs. I think it's kind of become a bit famous, that video, where we are like, what? It was me, Tanya, Amruta, all of us, I think Sahil. We all started shouting like, what the hell is this happening? And then as it happened, it all happened so quickly that no one could believe that Gukesh had become the world champion. Even Gukesh himself couldn't believe it, because we had already sold the tickets for the tie breaks for the next day. So yeah, and then slowly it dawned upon us that this is what has happened. And when Amruta and I were both sitting next to each other, we held each other's hands, and we just felt very connected to this entire journey that we have had. Um, it's not just Gukesh, it's like all the other players whom we've covered for years and years. This was a nice sort of feeling that we could follow the journey from them being like under 11 national champion to then becoming the world champion. And that made us feel special. But I believe an insane amount of work goes behind creating a champion like this, and a huge kudos to the entire team of Gukesh, parents, coaches, sponsors. And yeah, I feel like Gukesh might not be the only world champion from India in the next few years to come. Who knows? There might be many more.
So many in charge. Also Arjun, Pragnanda, Aravind, and
Yes.
and a lot more. It's
I feel that one of the things that is at least my not a responsibility, but I feel very deeply about it, is to ensure that new talents keep sprouting. I know I know that there is this phenomenon whenever a very strong contingent or a generation comes in chess, the next generation gets overshadowed by them, because they kind of have all the limelight and everything that is there. And so the others, while they do get inspired by them, many times don't get that limelight or the support. And I'm very cognizant of this fact, and I want to make sure that when there are more talents, I can do that. I can support them. But not just in India, I also am amazed to see talents all across the world, like Vincent Keymer from Germany. You can see how he played a role in Gukesh's success. You know, he was a second, which is incredible. It has helped maybe him become stronger. He himself has now won the Weissenhaus freestyle, which just shows the talent. There is Nodirbek Abdusattorov. There are all these Turkish young talents who are playing here, Yagis Khan. There's also this boy, Edis Gurel, and so many. And I just, my heart feels really full when I see all of these talents. So I enjoy watching all of them.
it's amazing to see them grow, and
Yeah.
so many creative and strong chess players coming up. You are yourself a very strong chess player, and you talk to so many people, to so many chess players. Do you have 3 chess tips for beginners? So what would you recommend them to do to get a better chess player?
I think one of the things that I was told when I was struggling in chess by Grandmaster Srinath Narayanan once, just talking to him, he mentioned that you must think in chess. And I thought, okay, this is obvious. Yeah, you have to think. But it means that you have to actively make your brain work rather than passively trying to consume information. And I think a lot of people who are improving love reading books or watching videos, but that is more kind of a passive way of learning, not questioning stuff, not making their mind think. And I think if you are able to get your head rolling, like get a position in front of you and start thinking, oh, this is a possibility. What if I do that? Have the inquisitiveness, have the curiosity, you will improve. And so my biggest thing is to sort of snap out of being in that kind of passive mode of learning, but and get into more active mode where nothing looks clear, that no concept is clear. You are in that mud where you can't find the right move, you can't understand what's going on, but you're constantly thinking, questioning. And if you have the ability to withstand that and keep doing that for a long period, you will see that your potential grows in a huge way. The second one, which I have learned a lot from watching especially Pragnananda play, is that how one can give everything that they have got but still not be very connected to the results. So giving all of yourself to the process but not worrying about whether you win or lose, or how much rating you gained, how much money you got. And all of this, I saw it in action when he was growing up, and I would ask him often in interviews, oh, how many rating points did you gain? And he would say, I don't know. How much money did you win in this tournament? I don't know. And then I would say, but what about this move? Why did you play it? And he had all the reasons to tell me, oh, this is because this I liked and that I liked. So you see the passion for learning chess. So when that is there, when you really enjoy the process and not the results, just the results, it is very, very powerful. And well, the last tip, which is I would say, is to kind of dream big, perhaps. This is something that you can learn from Gukesh, who always thought that he wanted to become a world champion, but not just thought about it, wrote about it, spoke about it, and really believed in himself, backed himself there, and then it happened. So yeah, I think just making sure that you dream big is a good idea.
Oh, these are very valuable tips. Like
maybe more not very chess centered, but more like
attitude
related. And then of course there are very good chess coaches who can teach you chess.
That's cool. Yeah. Be brave. Be open for the deep dark forest. Enjoy the game. Have the passion, and dream big. Also,
yeah.
This is. So we are standing here in the tournament venue. Tomorrow morning, the players will be there again. Like 3,000 players are storming in. What do you think? Who will make the race in the Freestyle A Open?
Yeah, I'm actually very, very curious to see if Magnus Carlsen wins this. Because on one hand, he has dominated everything that's out there. He has won the World Championships, World Cup, any possible event that is there under the sun. And then when freestyle started, he won the first edition in Weissenhaus. Then in Singapore, he beat Fabiano. But this year in Weissenhaus, he did lose to Vincent. And then in Paris, he won again. So it's still unclear to me whether he's the strongest freestyle player out there. He's maybe one of the best, but is he the best? And I think grenke tournament is actually going to determine that, I feel, in some ways. Because here it gives a level playing field to just about anyone. Whether you are a 2650 GM who thinks that he or she is good in freestyle chess, or you are like someone who is like an Arjun who is the second seed, here is your chance. And so my thing is, I think for me the biggest storyline of this is Magnus Carlsen the best freestyle player in the world right now? And this is what I want to see through this tournament. And maybe he'll just crush it and just tell everyone that yes, he is, but maybe he won't, and then we'll find someone very special.
That's very, very exciting. Yeah. So many, as it's like history for freestyle chess at the same time, like an open tournament, and all the big players and everybody can play here. And so many things can happen in freestyle chess because you're out of book very early. Yeah. What do you think is the difference between classical chess and freestyle chess?
I think overall the freestyle chess is growing on me. I earlier didn't understand it much. I used to always struggle with the opening moves. I still do. But now I can understand that, okay, when this is the formation, first move, opening up your bishops would be very useful. I've seen so many examples where a bishop is not well developed in the first few moves, and that becomes the root of all problems. Sometimes, you don't control the center, which is not looking very important in the opening, but then in the middle game becomes very important, and all of this. So people are learning this. I'm also learning about it, and I'm kind of enjoying this. I think players are just liking the fact that they can get to the board and play something that is fresh, that is just something that they can fight with each other on equal terms. And I think freestyle chess will grow, I believe, and that has nothing to do about classical chess, like the standard chess. It will also keep growing. I think people really like the fact that they both can coexist, and this is my opinion. My question was always that whether freestyle chess will survive, and I get this sense that maybe it will, thanks to the efforts of Magnus and Jan Henrik Buettner, I think, and their entire team of Freestyle, they are taking some very bold decisions, very interesting steps. I also thought like this Grenke Open, making it freestyle, how does it bring anything? But now that I'm here and I see like so many players signing up for this, I realize the value of it. I realize that now a lot more players get a chance to play. Today Leon beat Jan Nepomniachtchi. He came to the studio, we spoke with him, and he said, I was waiting for this tournament for months. And so yeah, the big shout out to them and to the organizers of Grenke Open for coming together and giving this platform to so many people to experience this, and then they can choose. And I have a feeling that at the end of this tournament, most of the players will say, wow, that was good. Can we have more such events?
Freestyle chess, there can be fire on board very early on.
Yes. And I truly appreciate that. I watch this very closely as someone who is deeply involved in chess. And I know that earlier there were initiatives that were taken for various variants, but it required a lot of energy, a lot of consistent efforts, which were not made, and things die down because there is an existing structure that exists for standard chess, for classical chess. So to build something that could actually pique others' interest, make them choose this, requires a lot of effort. And you can see Magnus, for example, he has no reason to play these double round events here. But he's doing it because I think he likes it and he believes in this format.
Yeah. As an ambassador for chess. Yeah. And we're looking forward to very exciting freestyle chess and classical chess games tomorrow.
Right.
Thank you so much for the interview, Sagar Shah.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for doing this. And also thank you to our cameraman for holding fort for so long. I believe this was longer than usual, and it's never easy to hold it. I do it for a living. So thank you.